The Talkin Wrasslin podcast, where potting is real.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Talkin Wrasslin, the podcast where we talk about wrestling. Who's we? Well, I am me. I am Lyssie, your host for the week, and I'm here with my co-host for the week, Lita. Don't know if that picked up at all. But not... Dylan, can you stop for 5 seconds being loud and let me do the intro?
No.
This is already off to a great start. I'm here with Dylan, obviously, as always. Yeah, if you hear this rampant meowing in the background, Lita's being very talkative, and she's yelling and screaming all the time.
We know. Yes. Okay.
Okay. Well,
fuck you too.
Sorry about that. If that picks up at all.
And if you hear it throughout the episode.
If you hear it throughout the episode. So yeah, we're back. Another episode of Talkin Wrasslin, as per usual. We got some stuff to talk about. It's really late. It's midnight 30.
This is a late episode to begin with of coming out and everything.
This is a whack fucking episode.
It's a promo potato salad.
It sure is. We'll just do a summary of our week. We don't have really any wrestling news or anything. Dylan's fucking hacking up alone because he doesn't know how to be normal.
Look at Colt Cabana. Oh, that's not Colt Cabana. That's fucking one of the guns.
We have Raw to talk about, a couple things. We have Dynamite in Mexico, Arena Mexico. We have a little bit of SmackDown. We have Night of Champions prediction. I didn't even know Night of Champions was... Wait, is that the
Saudi show? Right?
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that's what it was called. And we have a couple Q&As of some questions that were sent to us.
Well, yeah, we're doing Q&As today.
And then we have the wrestler of the week. Have I decided it? No. Will I figure it out by the end of the episode? Probably. So, let's start off. While Lita's in the background telling us about her week. Dylan, how's your week?
Boring. It's hot.
It's so fucking hot.
So hot.
Let me tell you, So, I don't know if we talked about this last episode. I can't remember if we talked about this on the music podcast or if we talked about it on last episode. I don't remember. But our AC wasn't working like at all. Like, we tried turning the cool air on, nothing was coming out. So, we're like, okay. So, it wasn't really getting hot in the apartment. But it was like, it was a little warm, but it wasn't like crazy hot. So there's like a really bad heat wave, I'm sure, as most of you know, happening at the moment, especially in Pennsylvania, and we are getting hit with it. So before the heat wave hit, I was like, I need someone to fucking come up and fix my AC, because I sent the request out like 2 weeks prior. No one got back to me, and I was like, I need someone to fucking fix my AC. I have cats. It's supposed to be like 100 fucking degrees out, and we're on a second floor, so I need someone to come fix it. So they sent someone up to fix it. We had a guy come up, and the thermostat wasn't working at all. Well, I mean, it wasn't working at all for the cooling, I should say. So the thermostat wasn't working for the cooling, so he changed out our thermostat, and once he changed it out, we heard, like, the fans kick on and everything and whatnot. So it started registering, because that was the issue, was the thermostat wasn't registering to the fans. So, all right, cool, perfect, it's fixed. I can hear the fans now. Like, I can hear them. Like, I mean, you might be hearing our actual, like, ceiling fan going, but I can hear, like, the AC vent fans going. But it is not cooling off the apartment at all. Like, me and Dylan both kind of thought, like, we actually just talked about this before we started recording. We both kind of had a theory that maybe, it's backwards, like our thermostat's backwards, and we just turned the heat on instead of the cool, even though it says the cool's on, but like maybe it's flip-flopped on accident for whatever reason. But that doesn't make sense, because the switches are still in the same direction as they were from the prior one. So that's not it. But like, it's like, it feels like, I think my car said it was like 73 degrees outside, because we just left to go get like snacks and stuff. I think my car said it was like 73 degrees outside, and it is colder now outside than it is in our apartment. Like, our apartment feels like it's fucking 90 degrees in here. We have a ceiling fan going. We have 2 tower fans going. We still have the AC running in the hopes that it's going to do something. My electric bill is going to be fucking disgusting this month. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. So, yeah, it is very fucking hot in our apartment right now. I'm, like... I can, like, kind of vibe with it. Dylan can't at all. He's still MIA right now. I have no fucking idea what he's doing. But, like, I can kind of deal with it being hot inside. I would much rather be hot than be cold because at least being sweaty, I just feel gross. Whereas when it's cold out, like, my bones get really achy and I start being in pain and I get really, really sore and I'm just really fucking miserable to be around all the time.
I can only deal with it because it's like them hot days when we had them hot shows.
Like, it's...
in the backyard wrestling days, and that's like the only way I can deal with it, being like, yeah, I've dealt with it before, but
and
like, it sucks.
I've lived in apartments, before, like, not on my own, but, like, when, my mom lived in different apartments, that used to get really, really fucking hot in the summer. Like, I would argue that her very first apartment after my parents got divorced, preach, Lita, that it was on the 4th floor. It was the top floor of a really old building, in a really old town, and it got so fucking hot in the summer. Like, it
you can't
was...
even use that though as like the excuse of old building, because like our last apartment was on the 5th floor in an old building and we had central air and it was beautiful.
We have central air here. We're supposed to have central air here.
Yeah, what's it?
So,
yeah.
I don't fucking know. But, like...
I'm not sitting in my normal spot that I usually sit in for the podcast. I'm sitting underneath the ceiling fan directly.
I will say, though, like, that our old apartment was well, what's the word I'm looking for? Updated. This apartment, like, it's got, like, new floors and everything in it and whatnot, and it's nice. Like, you can tell that, like, it's not fully renovated. Like, it's especially not to the degree of what our old apartment was. Our old apartment was, like, fucking ridiculously renovated. So, you know, that kind of is what it is. They had to do a lot of fucking work to that building to begin with to even put the apartments in there, you know what I mean? So, yeah, basically, like, that apartment that my mom used to live in got really, really, really fucking hot. And it was pretty bad. You know, there wasn't really much of a care, about fixing anything about it. I don't even think we had an AC unit, like a window AC unit at all. I think we just kind of dealt with it. We had fans and that was that. And when my mom moved back in with my grandmother, they built on, like, another part of the house. There was, like, a little apartment, basically. And it was what my grandmother's old living room used to be. And that apartment also got very fucking hot. Now, they had an AC unit in the wall, but when I was growing up, there was no AC units in any of the rooms. And the only one that had a ceiling fan was my mom's room. So my brother's room and my room got so fucking hot, and they were small ass fucking rooms. Like, they were tiny rooms. And our rooms got so fucking hot in the summer that we just had to go and sleep in the living room because that's where the AC was. Like, we just camped out in the living room all summer because we literally we could not function in our fucking rooms. Like, I can function. I feel gross right now, but I can grossly function. I could not even fucking function in this fucking, like, in those rooms. It was terrible. So I like to say maybe I'm just used to it. Again, I also do like the heat, so I'm not necessarily opposed to it at the moment right now. But, you know, it's going to get pretty annoying if this is a continuous issue that we have to deal with.
Yeah, I guess we're going to buy an AC unit.
Yeah, so we're probably going to buy a standing AC unit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it with this upcoming paycheck, just because I have to pay rent. But I did forget I do have time and a half because I work Juneteenth. So if my paycheck is a little bit more, and I think I ended up clocking in some pretty solid hours. So if my paycheck is a little bit more, and I have it left over, I'll buy it with this paycheck. But if not, we're gonna have to wait another 2 weeks, to see. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I love it.
And awesome.
Moving on.
Well, let me talk about my week. I didn't even get to actually talk about my week. I just rambled about the AC for fucking 10 years because you up and left.
Yeah, you could have cut it short when I came back.
But, well, let me take my fucking socks off, actually, because I don't know why the fuck I'm still wearing them.
Bro, I am shirtless and sockless.
Yeah, you know, I have this swim top underneath.
And the hair...
I'm just literally just gonna take this.
And the hair is wet and pulled back in a garlic knot bun.
Yeah. Well, I got a new swim top. I'm wearing it right now. Because I was showing Dylan, it's like a compression swim top. And I was showing Dylan, I was like, it doesn't compress as much as I want it to, but it's still nice, and I still really like it. And I went out to go get snacks, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just keeping this thing on. I'm not gonna put my binder back on in this fucking heat. Fuck that. So I'm still wearing it, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just take my fucking tank top off and just sit in my fucking swim top. Yeah, so
I slept in my underwear last night.
I'm like fucking tempted to, honestly. But yeah, so I did a lot of stuff this week, actually. A lot of really fun stuff. Not only did I get a new swim compression top, it's a Pride theme one. It has little rainbow flags going down the side, which is, you know, iconic because I went to my first Pride this past week. If you follow me on Twitter, you would see that I posted pictures of like the little flags that I got at Pride and everything. And my Kenny Omega figure that's holding the Pride flag. So he liked that. He saw it and he liked it. Thanks, Kenny. We love you. And that was really fun. I went with a couple of my coworkers. And, you know, it was just a little parade. There were some little stands. There were some drag shows, like drag performances and everything. It was cute. It was really fun. Saw a lot of people that I knew there. Saw a couple of, like, people I haven't seen in a while there. So that was really fun. And also, I guess the biggest piece of lore drop and news, I got a new job, which is kind of crazy. So I guess really the best way to, like, explain it is there's this store. It's not local to us at all, so I don't feel bad saying about what it is. There's this Asian lifestyle store called Miniso USA, and when they were opening the one that's kind of near us, I really wanted to get in there because the pay is really good and it's retail, and I love retail, but I wasn't able to. And then me and Dylan were looking at jobs the other day for him, and I saw that they were looking for an assistant store manager. And I told Dylan, I was like, hey, you should apply for this. But he's like, this isn't really up my alley of stuff to sell. That would be, like, that's more of your thing. So, like, well, yeah, the pay is great. I would have no fucking desire to be there. And I'm like, well, okay, that's fair. And I wasn't gonna apply initially. I didn't put an application in. I was just like, oh, well, yeah, it is what it is. But then I was at work, and I was talking to some of my coworkers about it. And they were like, well, just apply and, like, see what happens. You know, like, the worst thing that can happen is they just don't get back to you like last time. I was like, yeah, that's true. I have a job, so it's not like I, like, you know. And they got back to me within an hour. I set up my interview for the following day, and then I got offered the job after the interview. So now I'm going to be starting a new job, like, the second week of July or something.
Hell yeah.
Which is fucking crazy. And the pay is more, it's full-time and better hours, and I still have benefits. So, fuck it. So that's pretty cool. But yeah. So, aside from that, my week's been, you know... my week's been fine, I guess. But if you don't have anything else to say, should we get into this fucking episode? Because I have been rambling on for about 15 minutes already.
Yeah, we can do that. See, I like not being the host because I don't have to talk.
You're not even saying nothing to me.
I don't have to talk.
Mm.
Sometimes I have things I want to say and sometimes I don't.
Again, don't know if I talked about this last episode. I probably did. I got a Yeti. Like a Yeti cup. And I have ice in here from...
Bill.
His name's Bill. Because my coworker stole it and she named him Bill. But I have ice in here from this morning. And I think I put a little bit of ice in there after I left work, actually. So, I left work at 3:30. And it's almost 1 a.m. now. So, yeah. It's almost 12 hours. And the ice is still in there. So, it's pretty cool. So, that's, like, literally keeping me alive right now. Anyway. Let's get into some wrestling shit. So, first things first, Liv Morgan is injured.
Yeah, she dislocated her shoulder.
She dislocated her shoulder in her match with Kyrie. I guess she came down a little funky, is what it looked like. Just came down funky, hit the wrong place, the wrong time, and...
It was just a routine bump.
Yeah.
It happens. It's always on the simplest shit.
Yeah, always on the shit you do all the time.
It sucks because, like, she was, like, a big part going into Evolution, too, with Nikki Bella, and now that's just squashed. They're not vacating the tag belts. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're all doing with all that shit.
Well, I wonder how long she's going to be out for a dislocation.
Like 4 months. She needs surgery.
She needs surgery on it. Oh, my God. That sucks. That really fucking sucks.
I was one of the lucky ones with the dislocation.
You know what? There's actually something on here that could be wrestling news. Not really wrestling news, just something to talk about really quick before we finish up with Raw. But we'll finish up with Liv really quick. Obviously, hope she, heals up soon. Hope everything goes well in the surgery and whatnot for her. And, be happy to see her back, of course, because Liv's great. I feel like I'm very flip-floppy with her, especially with the whole Dom thing. But overall, like, in-ring work, she's a great wrestler, She's really good at what she does. And there's a reason that she's, like, one of the top faces in the women's division. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Best wishes to her, of course. But I noticed the other day when I was on the Twitter machine, when I was on the Bird app.
The Twitter.
I saw a tweet from an account that I haven't seen tweet in about a year.
Oh, boy. I'm interested.
And it was from Wardlow.
Oh, yeah, he's doing, like, American Gladiators.
Yeah, so that's where the fuck he's been.
Yeah, the Miz is the host for that show, funny enough.
Yeah.
And there's problems. I think we were talking about this last week, of how there was the Happy Gilmore
commercials. They didn't want MJF in it.
They're mad because the Miz is involved with this show, and Wardlow and Camille are on the show.
Yeah, so that's where Wardlow's been.
But, like, it's just crazy.
I don't know why they just made him, like, disappear. I just write him off or something for a little bit.
Because it's AEW, my guy.
But I didn't even know he was doing that. So that's where he's fucking been all this time, is he's been filming American Gladiators.
Yeah.
So, alright, cool. But yeah, he started posting again on Twitter. And I was like, I haven't seen Wardlow pop up in a hot minute. And I went on his page and I scrolled down, and he had like 3 tweets from like within like the past day, just like sharing stuff, talking about stuff, whatever. And then after that, it was like tweets from like last year.
That's crazy.
So I was like, oh shit, okay, so he just also hasn't even been active on social media at all. I don't know if that was like part of, I don't know how long it took to film or whatever. I don't know any of that shit. But yeah, so that's the answer to the age-old question of where the fuck is Wardlow. Moving on to Goldberg is here and Gunther is next. I do not care. I don't care.
You don't care?
I really don't care.
Neither do I.
Honestly,
if I'm being
we
honest,
don't need Goldberg in the year of 2025. Gunther has been on a shit fucking run since he lost the fucking belt. And frankly, I don't think he's gonna...
Wait, what year did you say it is?
2025.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 1995. I was like, the Goldberg was after 1995.
Well, we don't need him in 1995. We don't need him in 2025. Fuck Goldberg.
Fuck Goldberg.
Fuck the Goldberg. But I don't think Gunther's gonna lose to him. But also, like, this is just silly. Like, Gunther only has the fucking belt to make it a fucking title match.
It's fucking stupid.
And Gunther's been on a fucking shit ass streak, and it's not even because like he like. I mean, I guess it technically is because he lost to Jay, but like it's not even necessarily just that. It's just like after he lost to Jay, they just kind of made him look like a little fucking bitch.
I just fucking hate Goldberg. I hate everything about Goldberg. I never liked Goldberg. It's fucking stupid. Can we fucking end Goldberg, please?
Do you really just notice how Adam Cole has always been the same size and just no one fucking talks about it? They're always just
he's beefier here, bro.
No, he's not.
Look at them love handles.
He's literally not.
No, look at them love handles, bro.
You could look at a picture of Adam Cole today.
Nah,
he looks the same.
Here. He has boobies here.
He still has
bro, he's
pecs.
He has boobies here.
Oh my god, he's literally the same fucking size.
Nah, he has boobies here.
Do you have anything else to say about...
No, fuck Goldberg. Fuck this whole fucking thing. I hope Gunther fucking beats Goldberg in like 5 minutes on Saturday night's main event.
When
fuck
is that?
Goldberg.
Is that this Saturday?
No, Saturday night's main event's the same day as All In.
Oh yeah, that's right. Alright.
There's gonna be so much wrestling for that episode.
Moving on to Dynamite in Arena Mexico.
Talk about it.
You wrote nothing down for it.
Yeah, you talk about it. This is your portion of stuff. I didn't really watch it. I just watched bits and pieces of it. Hangman cut a Spanish promo.
Yeah,
that was dope as hell.
Yeah, it's literally been almost a fucking week, so I'm not even sure if I'm gonna be able to remember fucking everything.
That was dope as hell. MJF and Mystico should have a mask versus hair match.
Yeah, so Hangman came out and cut his entire promo in Spanish, basically talking about how when he was younger, his dad owned a tobacco farm, his family owned a tobacco farm, and he learned stuff about Mexico and Spanish through the people that were working on his farm or working in tobacco farms in the area, whichever it might have been. And he grew up learning and appreciating everything that they taught him, and how we're better when we work together and not separate and not against each other, and that AEW's like he basically came out to say like thank you for allowing AEW to come into your home. Like this isn't our home, this is your home, and we're guests here, and thank you so much, we appreciate it. Apparently, like, his promo like stunned so many people at CMLL that they're like, we need him. How do we get him? Can we have him? Like,
fair.
So, which is really fucking cool.
I mean, fair.
It's actually really funny because when I
didn't know he was bilingual.
You learn new things about the cowboy every day. But when I was on Twitter trying to find, like, because the promo, like, just happened, I wanted to share it. And I was like, I need to share this out, like, right now. I need to fucking share this out. Was that Dee Dee?
No, that was Lita.
Oh.
Dee Dee's just chilling right there.
When I was looking on Twitter of, like, latest posts and whatnot, I was scrolling through and I saw someone be like, what the fuck did they say? It was something like, oh, Hangman Page cutting a promo in broken Spanish. That's not a good look to start the show off. And then they're like, and CML was like, how do we keep him forever? We love him.
Nah, it was cool.
Yeah, it was
cool. It was different.
Yeah. He did a great job. And, you know, that's fucking awesome. And a lot of people obviously really appreciated it and loved it.
I like that, for the people that, well, I mean, people were translating it, but AEW put out, like, a whole video of it being translated.
Excalibur was, like, briefly translating it, like, as he was cutting the promo.
Yeah.
Live. So he just kind of got, like, the basic points across. You know what I mean? But then... I mean,
if you know, there's, like, certain words that you would, like, I like, watching it without the subtitles, or, like, without it being translated or anything, you're able to pick up what he's putting down. Yeah.
But he also said that, like, he wasn't allowed to be involved or fight. He wasn't allowed to wrestle tonight, or he wasn't allowed to be involved in the main event or whatever. But Tony never said anything about after the main event. So, of course, later on that leads to, like, Hangman coming out, beating up Mox and all that stuff, and chasing him off, and him being in the same ring with Swerve, and them not murdering each other, which is crazy. And I'm really trying to think about like what else fucking happened on this show because it was literally a week ago and my brain cannot hold on to and retain.
MJF and Mystico.
Yeah, MJF and Mystico had a fucking great match. Mystico's entrance literally brought people to tears. It was beautiful.
That's usually what it does.
Yeah.
In Mexico, it's that over.
Absolutely beautiful. And he stole. MJF stole Mystico's mask, so I do think that they should have like a hair versus mask match. That'd be pretty cool.
I like
because it ended in a draw, not a draw, a DQ.
Yeah.
So.
I like that they ended. Alright, I like that they kept the look of Arena Mexico for the show. Because it was really cool. The setup for Arena Mexico was cool to begin with. So we need to get a Dynamite in the Tokyo Dome now.
We will. I mean, Tony on his little boat in Paris, or wherever the fuck he was, with his little AEW hat. We're gonna get an AEW in the Tokyo Dome at some point. It'll happen.
He's crazy, bro.
Honestly.
Big things for the AEW, I guess.
The fact that he really went live on a boat and just went, I'm here in France, repping AEW. And I'm just so excited I have to share it with you guys now. Like, it's just so funny.
He was so excited. He was like, I'm in France.
No, like, it was, like, the funniest fucking thing. Like, I don't know why. Like, I'm really not over here trying to, like, defend billionaires, but, like,
He's probably the funniest one.
He really is. Like, I can't take him... Like, I'm happy, and I do take him seriously, but at the same time, I can't take him seriously because he just does shit like that. And I'm like... You know, you're, like, actually so fucking real for that. Honest. Like, I can't even, like... And then him, like, tilting his hat down to be, like, AEW. And putting, like, repping his own fucking brand. Like, yeah, it's my brand. Like...
I mean, you can't judge him for, like, repping the brand.
You can't.
And that. Like...
It's just the way he does it is so funny.
Like, I'll knock him for it, but it's funny. But, like, you can't, like...
The way he just is just so unintentionally funny. Like, and, like, the thing is, at the end of the day, he's just hyped about his fucking wrestling promotion and doing things for it, and he wants to share it with the fans, which is cool. You know, like that is still nice to see. I actually had I don't even know why the fuck I was thinking about this last night. I'm on 1 hour of sleep, by the way. And when I was trying to fall asleep, I was just thinking about stuff. So let's throw a little wrench into this podcast really quick. Would you, if I could find enough proof, believe in a conspiracy theory that Tony Khan doesn't actually own AEW? And it's actually the Bucks, but Tony Khan was just hired as a front.
No, Tony owns it.
You think so?
Yeah, Tony.
So when you fell asleep, you were watching Chris Van Vliet, and I definitely had to stay up to listen to this because the Chris Van Vliet Young Bucks interview came on.
It was the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
I was still up when it started, but like I fell like right asleep when it started. That's how much they bored me. No, I'm kidding.
And
I was just tired. I watched it this morning. It was an old one.
Yeah. So the funniest part about it too is like they were literally like Nick literally brought up CM Punk and how he's like, yeah, we're gonna bring CM Punk back.
This was like at the start of it.
Yeah, this was like 2019,
yeah.
And talking about how Matt was like consistently talking to CM Punk and everything about coming back.
CM Punk. Oh, I have something. CM Punk and AEW. Just remember that, and Dave Meltzer. Just remember that.
Okay. Well, anyway, I don't remember what the fuck they said, but one of them said something, and it really made me like sit there and think about like what if they just like hired Tony as like a front, you know? Like, not that he necessarily needs to be like hired per se, but I was like, what if Tony doesn't actually own it? And what if the Bucks do just own AEW, but they didn't want to be the faces of owning the company, so they just put it on Tony?
No,
I think it was something where it was like about how like literally they said something about like, yeah, all Tony does is just okay the finishes. And I was like,
well,
that's interesting.
That was also at a time when they were the ones pretty much running AEW.
Yeah.
Like, they were in control of booking it and everything. Now, Tony has the book. It's all Tony. Everything.
And I still think that is the worst mistake they could have made. Because you want to sit here and talk about the feeling of AEW and restoring it, you need to give the fucking book back to the Bucks. And Kenny.
But anyway. Tony's not just a front for AEW. Tony owns it because I was listening to actually an old Jim Ross podcast from a few years ago, and he was talking about his time working in New Japan, like when he was doing announcing in New Japan in like 2015, 2016, 2017, so way before AEW. Tony Khan went to a couple of those shows.
Yeah, he's just in Japan.
And talked to JR. Well, these were the American shows.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was just in Japan, though.
But, like, these were the American shows. I mean, JR did do, like, the Dome shows and stuff. But, there was, like, Tony, like, talked to JR. And, like, JR said, like, it wasn't AEW, like, mentioned or anything like that. But it was, like, I want to do something one day. Would you, like, I would love to have, like, kind of like fantasy booking it almost.
Well, because AEW, fun fact for those of you who don't know, because I know everything, AEW's name was coined from Matt. Matt Jackson came up with it. It's written in the book. They were talking about, they were coming up with names and whatnot, and they ended up settling with All Elite Wrestling. So, AEW was not a Tony Khan name, it was a Bucks name. I believe...
I think everyone.
It was Matt's.
I think everyone knows that, though.
Well, no, but I could also see Tony, like, talking to the Elite, and like, we can call it All Elite Wrestling because you guys are the Elite. Like, I literally could just see that happening. Now, Dynamite, I believe it was Dynamite, was Tony Khan's name, because he used to have, when he would play the video games, like the WWE games, and you could make your own, like,
well, yeah, when he was booking shit, Dynamite, Rampage also stemmed from that.
Yeah, Rampage also
probably fucking Collision.
They were names that he had from when he was a kid, which is, I think that's actually really fucking cool.
I mean, yeah, like, you can't knock him for that. I mean, we have KWA had Fight Club.
Yeah.
DCW is Home Invasion and Extreme TV, but, like, you think of names, you know?
Yeah, and I think it's just cool that it's like, hey, I used to make these fantasy leagues as a kid, and I always kept the names. I mean, it kind of reminds me of, like, that email that you've had since middle school that you just can't let go of, and it's just kind of like, yeah, we just run with it now, or whatever. But also on the same token, I feel like it kind of, and maybe this is stretching far, but it is like a little bit of an homage to, like, just the wrestling fan part of it as well. You know, like, he grew up as a wrestling fan, and now he owns his own company, and he can kind of be a little bit of a fanboy. And I feel like
he can fucking do whatever he wants.
He should have a little bit of a right to be a little bit of a fanboy. You know, if I had my own wrestling promotion, I'd definitely be a bit of a fanboy. So
Thanks, guys.
But okay, anyway, let's move on, because that was just a little...
Oh, but speaking of Punk and Dave and AEW, there was a tweet out of, like, would AEW ever take CM Punk back? And, like, Dave Meltzer says something of, like, yes, Tony would take him back if Punk apologized.
I mean...
Because, there's been, like, all those, like, weird, like, backstage things of, like, Tony fucking did not want to get rid of Punk.
No, I don't think he did.
But he had no choice.
Yeah. Well, I mean... 2 backstage fights in less than a year, you know what I mean?
Am I right, boys?
Am I right? Alright, let's move on. We're gonna be moving on over to SmackDown, which we're talking about Cena's pipe bomb, which you also have promo potato salad.
Well, yeah, he says promo potato salad in this fucking promo because he's referring to Punk's original pipe bomb that he, like, does, but puts his own twist on it. He put Punk through the Slim Jim table. R-Truth was involved. They put Punk through the Slim Jim table, because, you know, everyone has to go through a Slim Jim table these days. Snap into a fucking Slim Jim. Makes me fucking hate Slim Jims anymore.
Fucking love Slim Jims.
But anyway, Cena gets up on the turnbuckle and starts cutting the promo, and Punk, like, it's like, he goes, promo potato salad, and that's why this episode's going to be called Promo Potato Salad, because it's funny. Talked about Punk always, like, changing his morals and stuff, and he shouts out Claudio Castagnoli, Nick Nemeth, and Matt Cardona, which is just very fucking funny. And speaking of conspiracies, everyone's saying there's a conspiracy there of Claudio Castagnoli, the initials are CC, Colt Cabana, Nick Nemeth, Nick Jackson, and then Matt Cardona, Matt Jackson.
So I did see a little bit of a debunking on that. Not necessarily the Claudio Castagnoli part, but in CM Punk's original promo, he does name drop Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler.
Yep, he does.
So, I mean, look, the addition of Claudio in there is really it's fucking crazy, weird. Like, dude. So this is either a shout out to the Buckies and to Colt Cabana, or what I would love to know, there's some other beef with Claudio Castagnoli that no one knows about. Literally no one knows. It was probably about like when he was like fucking Cesaro or something. Because like why the fuck would he have beef with Claudio in AEW and then go back to WWE and be like, that fucking Claudio Castagnoli bitch, bald-headed fuck, fraud. Like,
bro, he should have just really said the Young Bucks and Jack Perry. He should have been like, hey, scapegoat, bro. Legendary.
No, I'm gonna be so for real with you because if John Cena looked at the camera and went, hey, Tyson, I think I would have shit my pants. Like, but the thing is, Kenny's gone on record, and literally on record on his stream, saying he has no problem with Punk. Him and Punk don't have an issue, and sometimes people just need to punch each other in the face. That verbatim, almost.
But like they would just use his name if they wanted to for a pop, you know.
If they wanted to use it for a pop, they'd say Kenny. If they wanted to shoot, they'd say Tyson.
The insiders would know.
Yeah, well, the insiders would know, but WWE fans wouldn't know.
No, they do.
WWE fans don't know who the fuck Tyson Smith is.
They'd be like, who the Tyson Kid? They'd be like, who the Tyson Kid? Fuck.
Tyson Smith is one of my favorite people. But yeah, no, so I don't know. I mean, I like to believe it's a shout out to my boys. But it would be very oddly coincidental of him being like, oh, well, you name dropped Dolph Ziggler and Zack Ryder. Oh, they just happen to also be named Nick and Matt. So how what a crazy coinky dink that might be. Me thinks that's a good coincidence. Like, I don't really know, but Claudio, I want more information on. I want to know if there's Cesaro beef.
The Matt Cardona thing just might be a funny thing because, like, John Cena and Matt Cardona, like, are boys.
That's true.
So that could just... Because Matt Cardona, like, replied to it at a GCW show, literally sitting on the turnbuckle and going, hey, John Cena. And he's selling shirts that say, hey, Matt Cardona now.
He really milks anything he can.
Yeah, it's a smart... It's annoying, yes. But it's a smart business fucking thing to do.
It is. I can't say much. I mean, AEW would make a shirt for anything back in the day.
They still fucking do. Did you see the new Ricochet one?
No.
Oh, God. Let me find it. It's fucking god-awful, bro.
Does it just say bald?
Yeah, it's something with bald.
I mean, did you see people talking about how Ricochet should have shown up at dressed up as Ricochet from what was it, Mucha Lucha?
That'd be funny.
I think it was supposed to be for Grand Slam, but someone for some reason might have said it was they wanted to do it all in.
It's stop bald shaming.
Well,
what shirt's worse for AEW? The Britt Baker one or the big black and jacked one?
I think overall the Britt Baker one, because at least the big black and jacked one like makes sense from Hobbs because they know he said that in a promo. And I mean, if you wear the Britt Baker shirt, like, no matter who you are, you're gonna look like a piece of shit. But if you're like a big black jack dude, or even just like a big black guy wearing it, it's funny. It's funny and it works. And if you're some white dude wearing it, then you're gonna get your shit rocked. If you're a big black jacked woman, or just a big black woman and wearing it, it's fucking funny and it's iconic and I love that.
Or if you're a small black man, it's funny.
Yeah, or if you're black, it's funny.
It's funny.
And it's great. And I feel like that it can cater to a big demographic. And if you're a white dude or girl or they, them.
But the reason why it's a bad idea is because the white people.
Yeah, there was that fat white fuck that was wearing it the one time and like front and center in an AEW show and he just kept standing up. He was standing up the whole fucking show. I remember people being like...
fan.
But the thing is, the AEW fans...
Bro, AJ Styles doesn't do this shit anymore. This was like 2016.
The AEW fans on Twitter quickly like were bitching this dude out. So, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Whereas the Britt Baker one, I feel like no matter who you are, you wear a shirt with, like, a woman with a fucking black eye with no context, not, like, a tiny AEW logo on it.
That'd be
terrible.
That'd be a cool episode to do, but, like, we would need Bryce and, like, we would need editing and stuff, because I would want Bryce to help with this episode where we, like, review horrible fucking wrestling merch.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then, but we would have to show people the pictures.
I love those videos of people who do, like,
I'm gonna write that down.
Who buy a bunch of, like, wrestling knockoff shit from, like, Wish and AliExpress and whatnot, and then just show what shows up. I fucking love those videos. That shit's fucking hilarious.
Right, that's the pod ideas.
I'll buy some Temu wrestling memorabilia and see what shows up. No, AEW definitely has had its fair share of bad shirts. So, and, like, making a shirt for anything. So I can't really judge Cardona too much on it. And plus, it kind of makes more sense doing that shit on the indies. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's why I said it's smart when it's, like, indie wrestling.
Yeah. But, oh my fucking god, I'm so tired. Jeez Louise.
Well, anyway. I gotta pull up the Night of Champions shit. WWE Night of Champions 2025. It's taking place in Saudi Arabia because, you know, not like there's anything else going on over there.
Nothing I could possibly think of to possibly cause concern.
Nothing, you know.
Not at all.
Crazy that, you know, still going with it.
No, yeah, definitely nothing that's gonna cause a problem. Alright, so far, are these all the matches announced? Like, this is it?
Let me see.
There's 6 matches.
Yes.
Okay. So starting off, King of the Ring tournament finale, or final, whatever. We got Orton versus Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. He's winning.
Dude, he's like the America guy.
The America guy's gonna win in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Because WWE booking.
Yeah. So Cody Rhodes is winning.
Well, he was gonna win regardless, I think.
Yeah.
He's gonna be king of the ring.
We got Asuka versus Jade Cargill for the Queen of the Ring tournament finale.
Jade Cargill.
See, I can see Asuka winning because she's been gone for a really long time.
Jade Cargill.
But I'm cool with either of them. Fine with either of them. Cena versus Punk.
CM Punk. No, John Cena.
That's correct. Punk is winning. Moving on.
I wish. John Cena is winning, unfortunately.
Got Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa with JC Mateo.
That's Jeff Cobb. That's his name. That's Jeff Cobb's name. We talked about this. Jacob Fatu's winning.
Yeah. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight.
Why isn't this on the Evolution show? I don't fucking know, but Rhea Ripley's winning.
Yes. And then Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross with Scarlett in just a regular singles match.
I think Karrion Kross should win.
I think he should win.
It's gonna be Sammy, but I think Karrion Kross should win.
Yeah. No,
because
I agree.
Twitter might riot.
Wow, what an eventful fucking show.
The good old Saudi Arabia, baby. Oh, we can talk about what happened on Collision really quick.
Oh my god.
The boyfriend came back.
Yeah, Kota Ibushi came back. Miss one collision, Kota Ibushi shows up. Like, Jesus Christ.
Fucking Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, so he came out to help Mark Briscoe, and now he has a match against Trent Beretta tomorrow. That's for me. Which I'll be watching Dynamite on a bit of a tape delay probably because I'm getting my neck tattoo finished. Yippee! It's gonna fucking suck. But I'm off Thursday too, which is nice. So that's pretty cool.
I'm testing my reflex.
Your reflexes are awful.
I know.
Yeah, Kota's back.
I'm not hitting the right spot, so
Fucking finally. And also, like, we were talking about this in the KWA chat. I think Mike brought it up. But he was like... he's like, the reaction from he's like, wherever they were, they should never fucking go back. Because Kota Ibushi came back out, and the reaction was fucking insane, but in a, like, I mean that in a derogatory way. He's like, it was so, like, Kota Ibushi just came back after being gone for, like, ever, and, like, no one...
Because no one gives a fuck.
A lot of people give a fuck, Dylan. A lot of fucking people give a fuck.
No one gives a fuck in a small town collision, bro. If it happened on, like, an important Dynamite or a pay-per-view, no, they fucking did it on a random collision.
If it happened on a random Dynamite, they probably would have had a better reception. But
And also, it's not 2017 New Japan anymore, so, like, yes, it's cool for the nostalgia that we're doing fucking Kota Ibushi and Okada and Kenny and Okada and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm a mark for it, too. But, like, these boys are all old. It's time to move on. Let them go do other things.
we're never moving on from Golden Lovers because the Golden Lovers story ends in America.
I can't wait for Kenny to turn on him.
I can't wait for Kane to give him a big old smooch on the mouth.
Or they make Kota Ibushi a heel and he joins Don Callis.
A big old smooch on the forehead. A big old good night, goodbye, good night kiss.
Do you think we get, like, the Golden Lovers versus the Young Bucks in AEW?
Yes.
Yeah?
100%. Because Coda's not going to fucking side with anyone that's not Kenny. Kenny's pissed at the Bucks. We still have that story, Kenny and the Bucks.
Yeah, we have not, like, revisited that.
No, we've been revisiting it. Because Kenny's on, like, the side with, like, Swerve and everyone.
Oh, yeah.
So, like it hasn't been directly revisited, but it has been revisited at the moment. Because the Bucks...
yeah, they just had the match at fucking Double or Nothing, too.
Yeah, so they're gonna have their singles match, and, not their singles match, their tag match, but it has... And Okada's in the fucking Elite. He's in the Elite. Don Callis just rented him. That's literally the whole fucking thing. I literally think Nick Jackson posted on his story, Okada's still in the Elite. He's just being loaned to Don Callis right now.
Fucking being rented.
Yeah, he's literally being rented by Don Callis. Like, that's what they're doing. So I'm like, okay. So, like, we still have the Elite lore there.
Because we need fucking Don Callis versus Kenny Omega part fucking 7,000.
Here's the thing. Here's my fucking prediction.
We don't need Kenny Omega versus Don Callis anymore.
No, and I'm not fucking talking about that.
It's too much.
My prediction, Jack doesn't cost Hangman. He costs Kenny. Jack comes back during the Kenny Okada match. He costs Kenny. Because Jack Perry was the one who hit Kenny in the tummy with a steel chair. With Okada. Him and Okada were the one that started the whole, like...
We get the Golden Lovers versus them, and then we get the Golden Lovers versus the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Got it. Sounds good.
I could see that happening and not Jack trying to cost Hangman. Now, I could still see Jack trying to cost Hangman. And if he does successfully cost Hangman, I'm going to need him to go back into the woods for a little bit. But that's where I'm at.
You know who's going to cost fucking Hangman? It's going to be like Pac. Because he's out with an injury right now.
If Hangman loses, it's going to be really I hope Tony knows, if Hangman loses, it's going to be really, really fucking bad. It's going to be bad. He is going to have to emergency book a rematch and put that belt on Hangman.
Bro.
It's going to be bad.
Yeah, no, I'm already expecting, because I'm going to be watching probably All In on a tape delay. But, like, I'm expecting the worst of the worst. Yeah.
Well, I'll try my best not to spoil anything for you, but if I get really mad, I cannot control.
I'm gonna talk to. I have a few weeks. I'm gonna talk to my manager. Be like, hey.
Oh, to get the day off. I really don't know why, but I thought you were being. I thought you were talking about Bryce. I'm like, I have a couple weeks to get in contact with Bryce, see if I can get booked on All In.
Bryce ain't my manager.
He's not. Oh, he's doing the lawyer thing. That's what he's doing.
He's not even my lawyer.
I know he's not, but I didn't.
He's Noah's lawyer.
I didn't know if you were making a fucking joke. That's the point I'm trying to make. No. I didn't know if you were trying to make a joke.
You're my manager.
I know.
But I don't have one right now. Danny Valla doesn't have a manager. Danny Valla rides fucking. It's actually kind of funny. You've only made some appearances in DCW.
Mm-hmm.
But like Danny Valla and DCW kind of just ride solo. But then anywhere else, I need a manager.
All right, let's move on.
It's because you're the camera guy.
Yeah, I'm a good camera guy.
Oh, we're on the questions and answers now, I think.
We are, and I feel like these are probably going to take a good chunk, and I think we're already an hour. We're about 50 minutes in. So.
Good, that's what I like. I like having our podcast go at least an hour or more. That's always my goal.
Okay.
Yeah, that's always the goal.
Let's start this off with, are you a fan of the current direction of the industry? I feel like this is, I don't want to say a loaded question, but I feel like the industry isn't necessarily going in one specific direction. The industry is going in about a million different directions.
There's pros and cons.
There's pros and cons. But like, if we're going to talk about WWE, I'm absolutely not a fan of the direction that they're going in. If we're going to talk about AEW, I'm more so a fan of the direction they're going in. There's some things that I would definitely change that I'm not thrilled about going on or happening. But I'm definitely happier with that direction that they're going in. We can even take the two things of, because I've seen this being compared a lot online, about WWE bought AAA and now they own it and now it's theirs, where AEW is a guest with CMLL. You know what I mean? So like, I can say I like the way that AEW is keeping partnerships as partnerships and not just trying to monopolize. Where I don't like, where WWE is like, we bought AAA, a, no offense, failing fucking company, and now WWE is the home of Lucha Libre. And it's like, you've never taken Lucha Libre really all that serious ever before, unless it was Rey Mysterio. So you absolutely have never been the home of Lucha Libre. WCW would like to have a word. But like, so to me, it really depends on exactly what we're looking at, because it's kind of a yes and a no. It just really is, what direction are you looking at, and let me know what direction that is, and I can tell you if I'm happy with it or not.
Yeah, there's good and bad in both companies, like I said a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons, and like, you got to look at the indies too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's all a matter of taste and what you like.
Yeah.
And how you do it. Am I a fan of certain things? Absolutely. Am I not? Yeah. There's certain things. Both in WWE and AEW. So, and the indies, but yeah.
And fire Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fire her.
I mean, that goes.
I don't even know what the fuck's going on with TNA.
That goes under cons to begin with.
I'm just on the I don't care about what's going on in TNA until they fire Tessa Blanchard, and I still don't even know if I'll care about what's going on in TNA then. But I really don't care about what's going on right now. So definitely not a fan of whatever direction they're going in.
Joe Hendry.
Boop boop. Okay, so this is actually a question. I don't know who asked this, but this is a question that I've gotten from a few of my coworkers, actually. Where to start if I want to become a wrestling fan? So,
and I'm going to say this. We kind of just have to start wherever.
So, for me... Okay, well, I can kind of yap about this for a minute.
You can. This is more so a you question anyway.
So, for me, when I have... Some of my coworkers have asked me this question. I always say, like, yeah, you can really start wherever, but there is so much, and wrestling has been around for an extremely long time. I honestly say just jump in to the current product. It's gonna be confusing for a few weeks. You're gonna have to kind of, like, figure out who everyone is and everything like that. But I feel like if you want to become a wrestling fan, start with current product, and then that way it's kind of easier to learn about the wrestlers and their history that you want to learn about. Like, because everybody knows, like, the big names, like the John Cena and the Randy Orton and the Hulk Hogan's, and everyone knows about, like, you know, the really big fucking wrestlers that are household names at this point, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, just start with, like, every single John Cena match because he's, like, one of the most successful wrestlers that has ever come out of this current day or whatever. I would say jump right into whichever product you want. You can jump into WWE, you could jump right into AEW, you could jump into TNA, New Japan, whatever, and find what it is in wrestling that you like, find who it is in wrestling that you like, and then you can kind of go from there. So, like, when I first jumped back in, it was Double or Nothing 2021, and I immediately, like, I mean, I already knew a little bit going in. I knew of names, but I didn't know of people. And obviously I watched wrestling prior in the past, so I kind of had an idea of what to expect. But I immediately was fucking drawn to the Young Bucks. I was like, oh my fucking god, I love these guys. I absolutely love these guys. I immediately went on social media, I followed them, everything, whole 9 yards and whatnot. And, you know, as I continued watching and as I continued getting more invested in it, I was like, okay, well, let me see, like, some other stuff that these guys have done. Oh, they had a run in TNA. Oh, they were in Ring of Honor. Oh, they're... Okay, well, again, once I knew the name Young Bucks because I worked at Hot Topic. I didn't know who the Young Bucks were. So it kind of, like, okay, I was like, all right, I remember seeing the Young Bucks shirts at Hot Topic, and they're in Bullet Club. So, okay, so back into New Japan and whatnot. And, like, kind of slowly started getting things and piecing things together. It sounds a lot more complicated than it actually is when you, like, tell people that. At least to me. It sounds more complicated, but in my opinion, it's just the easiest way. Because, again, there's so much that trying to find a good spot is so overwhelming that I think it's just easiest to jump straight into the product, jump straight into whatever's going on current day, and then go from there.
I would say the only thing, well, what Lissy said was good. The only thing I would say, and this is me, it's kind of like the same thing when you, like, are getting into, like, a band or whatever. Once you get into it, like Lissy said, like, you fell in love with the Young Bucks and you started following them, and then you went out of your way and, like, looked up stuff that they did and everything.
I found all their old backyard stuff.
You educated yourself.
Yeah.
That's a big fucking thing.
Yeah, you need to educate yourself. Educate
yourself. Seriously. If you're just gonna like AEW, okay, be my guest. But please, for the love of God, know that there's wrestling pre-2019.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, again, wrestling's been around for eons at this fucking point.
Forever.
For fucking ever. I'm not saying go back and start season 1, episode 1.
I think you
when
should.
Wrestling was in the circus.
Yes,
but
I would.
What I'm saying...
I want to know how it all started.
What I'm saying is, like, it's best to find what's going on today and see, and then... and here's the thing.
Just watch Omega versus Okada.
You'll be good.
The trilogy, you're fine. Or Misawa versus Kawada, or Misawa versus Kabata. You're fine.
Because I can sit here and I can tell you which this is always, like, such a wild fucking... I feel like there's always wild whenever I say this. I can tell you to go watch my favorite fucking wrestling match of all time, which is Hangman versus Kota Ibushi. And you might fucking hate that match.
I do.
You might be like, this match fucking sucks.
It does.
I think this match is fucking great. I fucking love this match. So if I tell someone, go watch this match, and it turns out you don't really like that style, but you really like some groundwork technical stuff, but you just don't know it yet, you might not, like, think to look up Bryan Danielson or Zack Sabre Jr. You know what I mean? And again, I definitely am not the most educated on wrestling stuff. There's a lot of shit that I don't fucking know. But it also comes to the point where it's like, you need to understand that there is so much of it, and unless you you avidly spend your time trying to become a wrestling historian, there's gonna be shit you don't know. And when people are trying to educate you and talk to you about it and inform you about things, as long as they're not being a fucking dick, don't be a fucking dick back to them. You know what I mean? Like,
People know their shit in the wrestling business.
Yeah, and there are gonna it's the fan base is very terrible and can be intimidating because it's so terrible. But there are a lot of really good people that do genuinely just want to share things with people and educate people and show people new things and things that they might not have ever thought about that they might like. You know what I mean?
Don't like the billionaires.
Yeah, don't really suck the dick of the billionaires. It's kind of fun to be happy with them and be hyped up with them, but don't suck their dick exactly. Even for example, I didn't even know about deathmatch wrestling when we watched Cardona versus Cage, or Gage,
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage. I didn't even know about deathmatch wrestling at that point. I knew about ECW and I knew about barbed wire being used, but I didn't know about I had no idea about anything that ever happened in FMW. Not a fucking clue about anything that happened in FMW. Didn't know it was a thing. Am I surprised it's a thing? No, but I didn't know about it, and I watched the match and I was like, yo, this shit fucking slaps. I fucking love this shit. What is she doing?
I think she's eating.
Oh yeah, she is eating, isn't she?
Yeah.
I get worried that she's just gonna start spraying on stuff. But no, she's literally just sitting down to eat.
Yeah. She's eating.
But yeah, and then I ended up liking it. I'm not the person that's gonna be necessarily sitting down and watching death matches for every single wrestling piece of media that I consume.
I would.
But I'm absolutely gonna fucking sit the fuck down for a death match. You know what I mean?
That depends.
So it's just one of those things where it's you'll find your niche in things, and it is very intimidating to get into, but I'd say jump into it and 100% expect yourself to be a dumb fucking mark for a while, and don't I don't want to say be proudly ignorant, but don't be ashamed of being stupid. You know what I mean? If you think it's a dumb question to ask, don't feel stupid for asking something.
If you think TNA, the wrestling company TNA, stands for tits and ass, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Because it does.
Absolutely.
It does.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
No, it stands for total non-stop action. But if you think it stands for tits and ass, well, that's where it came from.
No.
That's literally actually where it came from.
But yeah, so trust me, it's not as intimidating as it seems. I got right back into it really fucking quick. And a lot of people have grown up when they were younger watching wrestling and watching WWE and stuff. And especially if you had watched it when you were younger and just stopped watching as you got older and want to get back into it, just jump right back in. It kind of is like riding a bike. You'll kind of get the vibe back pretty quickly. Moving on. This is going to be a hard one for me, so I'm going to let you go with this one first. Top 5 theme songs.
Ooh. Well, I'm putting No More Words at number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you see the writing on the wall? Number 2, I'm going to put Separate Ways, Worlds Apart by Journey, which is Matt Tremont's theme. And the reason why is because, in my opinion, any babyface can use that fucking song. Instant fucking over reaction. Babyface, the babies are going up in the air. That's why it's at number 2. Number 3, I Am Cheating. It is not a theme. It's used in a promo package, though, and that is My Way by Limp Bizkit. It is my list. Fuck all of you.
I know, he started talking about Limp Bizkit, and I don't like it either. He's meowing. He's opening his mouth trying to meow.
Number 4, because I am a biased fucking asshole, will be Mizikadier by AFI, which is CM Punk's Ring of Honor theme. And at number 5, Didi, it is really hot, but at number 5, because it's my fucking list, it is my fucking list, and I'm allowed to do this, is Blown Away by Carrie Underwood, fucking Bryce's old theme. Damn right.
I'm just trying to remember theme songs.
Because there's not enough rain in Oklahoma.
I mean, my number 1 is a very biased one. But I'm trying to think of like other theme songs throughout my childhood. So I'm gonna name my number one as my number one, and then anything else I say from here on out is just gonna be like ones that I really remember really liking. I don't know if I can necessarily rank them. So number one, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. It's gonna be Carry On Wayward Son for the Elite, and I'm really biased to it specifically because we were there for when they came back at Full Gear. We were there for when they debuted that. And that sing-along moment, honestly, like, holds a really, really big special place in my heart. So, that is,
It meant the world to me. Sorry.
Dude, like, it really, honestly, like, it moved me, and it moved mountains.
It moved me and mountains.
It moved me, and it moved mountains.
Just like this match.
It was a moment, honestly, and I will cherish it for the rest of my life.
What would you do if Hangman brought back the trunks?
Well, that's fine and dandy, but I want him to bring back the chaps more so. I'll also throw up there, This Fire Burns, CM Punk's Killswitch Engage theme song. I think it's a superior one. Sorry, Cult of Personality. I think it's a superior one. And, you know what, while we're at it, was it Fire in My Light? Randy Orton's?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, nothing you can
It's
say.
the OG one. Hell yeah. It's a bop. I'll do an actual list of themes after this, not a joke list.
But I will say that that's probably up there.
Which is just like adding two more. Which I'll just say it now.
Yeah, because I'm still thinking.
The Christian Cage theme. Not the Christian Cage theme, the Christian theme. The 09.
It's Christian.
The 09 version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally, it's Christian.
It's Christian.
That was his theme. I have to go like wash my back quick.
Okay.
He's even rubbing up against me.
So he's just abandoned me to try and figure out the rest of my fucking list now. You can probably hear the shower running. This fucking podcast episode's a fucking train wreck. God, I don't even fucking know. I'm really just trying to think about stuff that like really fucking hits home when I hear it. Oh, you know what? I'll really throw it out there. Basic Thugonomics. Hands down, killer.
That is the superior John Cena.
It's much superior. Much fucking superior. And let's throw a newer one in there. Let's throw another newer one in there of people that I would say is one of my favorites. Fuck it, let's put Tarzan Boy up there. Why not? That was fun. That was a fun one. Oh, 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 oh. You know? You ever swing your hands side to side to ooh, oh, 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 oh after the Jurassic Express won the tag championships? Because I fucking did.
Yeah. Want to pause that for a second?
Why? Okay, we're back. So, what the fuck were we?
Themes. You said Tarzan Boy.
Yeah. Did you have anything else to add to that?
No.
Okay.
Because I still like my list.
Favorite wrestling face paint?
I mean, Sting, obviously. A few Jeff Hardy ones.
Yeah. I would say Sting's definitely going to be number one, Crow Sting. OG Crow Sting.
I do like Muda's.
But I would say as of, like, recent years, I would say, Asuka's kind of clown makeup is really fucking good. Really fucking good.
Muda did a really cool one the one time where it was white and it has the Japanese, like, lettering on it in red. It looked really fucking cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Then Sting. Favorite Sting face paint is actually the Wolfpack Sting.
Oh, yeah, see, I would say, like, original, like, Crow Sting.
Original Crow Sting. I also like, the Great American Bash thing, where it was the fucking American flag face paint. It was fucking
cool. Okay. Favorite faction with only 4 members, but it can only be 4, no more, no less.
Favorite faction, 4 members.
The Elite, Kenny, the Bucks, and Hangman.
Can't say the 4 Horsemen because there's not 4. Yo, I can say the Midnight Express technically.
You could.
Big Bubba Rogers is the 4th member, so I'm gonna say the Midnight Express.
Okay. Favorite wrestler from Australia.
Rhea Ripley.
Kyle Fletcher.
I'm not even trying to be funny.
I'm not even trying to be funny either.
It's actually Rhea Ripley.
It's actually Kyle Fletcher. I fucking love Kyle Fletcher.
Grayson Waller.
Oh, boo.
Buddy Matthews.
You know, Buddy Matthews would actually kind of be up there with me, but I like Kyle a lot more.
Sorry, buddy. We like your woman a lot more.
Oh, sorry. Biggest pet peeve from stipulation matches.
I said this a few weeks ago. The ambulance.
She doesn't agree with you.
The ambulance match stipulation or not the ambulance match, the stretcher match stipulation, where you gotta put your opponent on the stretcher and go up the ramp across the line.
Oh my god.
There's like other, like, a falls count anywhere match, but it ends in the ring is a big, like, pet peeve of mine. A street fight, the rules of a street fight having to be in the ring and also ending in the ring is fucking stupid.
Oh, see, I would say my biggest pet peeve is when you have a street fight and you're not in street clothes.
That too.
I would say, like,
that too.
Because genuinely, like,
a hardcore match in general, not wearing street clothes. There's a reason why I always wore street clothes in NUW.
Yeah.
When we're doing the hardcore shit.
I feel like there's not many there's not many pet peeves I have in stipulations per se. Because 9 times out of 10 a stipulation match, like, something's gonna go haywire and I'm just kind of here for it. But I will say, if you have a street fight and you're not in street clothes and you're wearing your fucking gear.
What would Jesse the Body Ventura say about a cage match stipulation?
He just walked out the door? Give me a break. That's the coward's way out. Why not go over the top out the door? What a little bitch. That's what he'd say, probably.
Yeah?
Yeah. I firmly believe it's a good impersonation of him.
Any on a pole match is fucking stupid, by the way. Oh, the reverse battle royal. Throw it away.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Throw it away.
That's fucking stupid.
Throw it. Anything booked by Vince Russo, throw it away.
Yeah, any Vince Russo stipulation, I don't want it. I will say that, actually.
Oh. Small little one. Because you have to really watch these types of matches to understand where I'm coming from. When a triple threat match isn't treated like a triple threat, where they constantly always just throw one guy out of the ring and make it one-on-one, and it's not always 3 guys fighting.
Yeah.
Big fucking thing that, I fucking hate.
Okay, a wrestling incident that caught your attention as of late. Wrestling incident.
Can we just talk about WWE not, fucking canceling their show in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah,
there's literally bombings.
Could we have Cody Rhodes showing up at Trump's birthday parade?
That was false.
That was false?
That was false.
Okay.
That was proven false. That was for the military. Yeah, that was... That was false.
Okay, well, on the same vein, can we count CM Punk showing up at the No Kings protests?
He was there.
Yeah, he was there.
He was there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's necessarily an incident.
Well, no, like, I think...
But that, like, kind of made, like...
the question is looking for, like, incidents that happened as of late. Like, brawl out.
I don't think there was really that many incidents that have happened like that. You know what I mean?
WWE.
WWE in
propaganda.
General? Yeah, can we just say WWE in general?
Propaganda.
I don't really know. I don't think that there really has been any. The last one that I could actually, like, really fucking think about I don't even know why this is the one that I'm thinking about. Is Joey Janela getting in that fist fight with that fan?
Yeah.
That was crazy. You know, like, I mean, that dude was, like, bothering him, and, like, he started it. It's not Joey's fault. You know what I mean? That was fucking crazy.
I mean, you could talk about, like, Sean Ross Sapp being under a lot of heat, which is very fucking funny because he said that WWE called ice on AEW, and that was...
Oh, that was him?
Yeah, that was coming from Sean Ross Sapp. So
I saw people posting about it, but it wasn't true.
So, yeah, a lot of people... Yeah, so, obviously, people are... Bro, abolish Sean Ross Sapp.
Yeah, for real.
If I had to pick one to keep between Dave Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp, I'm picking Dave.
I guess we could even talk about Brody wearing the Abolish Ice shirt because
That's
that
making
ended
waves.
up on Fox News.
It was on TMZ.
Yeah, which is crazy. Obviously,
he
we
made
know,
a shirt.
Yeah, and all the proceeds went to like families in need.
Yeah.
During like deportations and stuff. But yeah, obviously we know which side we're on that one. But that's fucking crazy that it is making that many waves. It's like, good on him. Go stream God's Hate on Spotify. Buy their merch and shit.
Damn right.
Yeah. And if you go to a God's Hate show at any point, make sure to give Brody an extra $10 just because you like him.
Yep.
That's what I did. Give him an extra $10 just because I like him.
You'll be waiting an extra 10 minutes at the merch booth because he's waiting for his DoorDash.
Yep, and he is the nicest guy.
But it's worth it.
Nicest, sweetest man on this planet. He is very tall. Very tall. Anyway, who is the pound for pound best striker in WWE?
Current day? Damn.
You know, I find interesting. Really quick side note.
It's like the safe answer would be Gunther.
Yeah, but really quick side note, has nothing to do with the question. That CM Punk girl is front row in the crowd for this, and she's actually watching this match.
Well, this is 2020. That's why.
It's actually just fucking insane, like how.
Oh, I see her now.
Yeah, how much like fans have shifted. So
It happens. Anyway, Ilya Dragunov also up there.
Who else is really a striker in WWE?
CM Punk.
I don't know if I'd say all that.
Akira Tozawa.
I'm just gonna say Gunther.
I'm gonna go with Ilya Dragunov.
Okay.
Yep.
And last question. Favorite WWE Kevin Owens signature trading card quote? Look it up.
Oh.
So you're gonna have to look these up really quick.
The favorite WWE Kevin Owens signature trading card.
I've seen a couple of them floating around on the internet, and I remember seeing one that had me fucking dying. I don't remember what the fuck it said, but I remember seeing one and I was like dying over it.
Kevin Owens trading card
Quotes. It's basically like on those signed WWE cards, he'll just like write random shit on them sometimes.
I was gonna say, is it this that?
What are you playing?
Kurt Angle sneezed on me once.
Oh, yeah, it's just like a bunch of like random stuff he writes on the fucking cards. Look, I know that there was a couple of them. I don't know how hard it's gonna be to find.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Let's see. We'll just do. The bloodline aren't really related. I once ate soup.
That's a good one. Any other ones that you're...
Roman Reigns is a bad person. What the fuck? The Bloodline aren't really related one is like a very popular one.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn is vegan.
He's not real, man. He's not a real guy.
I just want to see if there's other ones.
I know there was a couple that were like floating around on the Bird app.
Yeah, what?
I think I ate soup once. One was the one that had me fucking crying.
Kevin Owens trading card quotes on Twitter. Let's see if there's ones that pop up. No, nothing. There's literally nothing.
Well, yeah, this was a while ago that this was happening.
I own many pink shoes.
Just like little fun facts.
Kurt Angle sneezed on me once is actually kind of funny.
Yeah. What do you
Like,
say?
bro, if I got that card, I'd fucking die. Or like Roman Reigns is a bad person. That actually might be my favorite one. Roman Reigns is a bad person.
I'm gonna go with I ate soup once.
I hate soup once. Roman Reigns is a bad person for 500.
He's just such a funny dude, man.
Let's see, who's your wrestler of the
I
week?
don't know, man.
Who's your wrestler of the week?
Let me look at the fucking Instagram quick.
I'm pulling it up for you.
See who we haven't talked about. Let's see.
We haven't talked about so many people, bro.
I know, and I have a really fucking hard time remembering or like thinking about people I want to talk about.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
The thing is, we never picked Cody Rhodes.
I was actually gonna say, like, I'm kind of half tempted to just pick Cody Rhodes because I don't think we've picked him.
There is a picture of him on there, but that's when he won the title.
Yeah, let's talk about Cody.
Cody!
I fucking hate Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes! Cody Rhodes.
I fucking hate him.
Cody
I do not like him.
Rhodes. Cody.
That's the end of the conversation.
Cody Rhodes. What do you like about Cody Rhodes? Listen.
Nothing. No, that's mean. I will say, just because we kind of have been watching a little bit recently, he was very funny on Being the Elite.
Yes, he was.
Cody Rhodes is a very funny guy, and I will give him that. I do like how over dramatic and kind of also unserious he is about stuff. Like when he what was it? When he lost to Roman, when we thought he was gonna win, and he was like trying to climb up the ramp, and he was like walking up the ramp, and he just like falls over, and he's just like crawling or whatever. Like he is just so like fucking extra.
Yeah.
For no reason. And I do like that about him. I will say I do. But there's more I dislike about Cody Rhodes than what I like about Cody Rhodes.
What is your favorite Cody Rhodes match?
Don't have one.
You don't?
Don't think I have one.
What is your favorite Cody Rhodes? Well, my favorite Cody Rhodes match would be Dustin from Double or Nothing 2019. The bloodbath they had.
I would say that would probably be, if I had to pick one to watch, it'd be Cody and Dustin.
Or even Cody versus AJ Styles from Backlash France was really good.
I didn't actually watch that match.
Good match.
But
it's an actual fucking good match. What's your favorite like version of Cody Rhodes? Because I know mine. Dash.
No,
Cody Rhodes.
I hate dashing Cody Rhodes.
I love it, bro.
Although, whoa, there
goes Cody Rhodes.
I do love.
I like dashing.
You know,
Cody
we'll
Rhodes.
throw that in there too. Smoke and Mirrors is such
Yeah.
a banger of a theme.
Dashing Cody Rhodes is good, but I also like undashing Cody Rhodes.
Honestly, I think the American Nightmare of what he's doing now is really fucking good, and honestly, it feels the most Cody Rhodes out of any Cody Rhodes I've ever seen in my entire life.
I wish he would go back to the trunks and knee pads around the shins look.
I just don't. There's never been like a gimmick that I've really loved from Cody, but I think American Nightmare is like he finally found.
Does the blonde hair suit him better?
No.
No, I think it does.
I like the dark hair on him a lot better.
I think the blonde hair.
I'm more used to seeing the blonde hair now. Like she got a bleach and tone. But I think that the dark hair looked way better on him. And when I first saw him with the blonde hair, after seeing him with dark hair my whole fucking life, I was like, what the fuck is this twink doing?
Cody Rhodes in WWE or Cody Rhodes in AEW?
Can I say Cody Rhodes in New Japan?
I guess so.
Because he's a better fit in AEW or in WWE. I'll say that. He's made for sports entertainment, but I don't like sports entertainment, so I don't really care for whatever the fuck he does in WWE. He was fine in AEW, but the Codyverse took over, and he just booked himself into a corner and fucked himself over, and then the fans turned on him. So it was just kind of a catastrophe, and it was just slowly, progressively getting worse as time went on. And I'm not, like, necessarily overly familiar with his stuff in New Japan, but I do think that the Bullet Club storyline that they had running of just, like, the, what the fuck was it called? What was it, like, Bullet Club Civil War, whatever the fuck they were doing?
Well, yeah, when is Kenny the leader or Cody the leader?
Yeah, that was really good, to the point where, like, I'm just gonna assume he's keeping kayfabe still, and he knows he wasn't actually the leader of Bullet Club. And
no, he was the leader. What do you mean?
The matches I have seen from like New Japan and like that Ring of Honor time frame from Cody, I like that vibe a lot more, because at that point it was more so focused around just wrestling and not aside from the Bullet Club Civil War story, of course, and him breaking up Coda and Kenny.
You know
and
my favorite
like,
Cody Rhodes matches?
Huh?
Now I'm thinking of a few. I actually have 3, and one's a joke. I really enjoyed Cody versus Brody Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them. The squash match and the dog collar match.
Mm-hmm.
Were both really good. I also enjoyed... I'm trying to think of it. It was just... I literally just had it. Fuck. Because I don't want to tell... Fuck. Well, the joke one was Cody versus Andrade in the Georgia Street fight with the flaming table.
I forgot about that. Oh my god.
And now I'm trying to think of the other one.
Was it in New Japan?
No, I think it was AEW. Fuck, it was one of those, like, it fucking left my brain. It left my brain.
Him and Alistair?
No. It was like an actual serious one that I really enjoyed.
I'm trying to think of who the fuck he wrestled. MJF?
No.
Didn't he have that story with MJF?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's the one with him and Jade and Shaq and Red Velvet, but I wasn't gonna say that. I was actually gonna say a fucking actual one. Shit. Fuck.
I'm trying to think of his matches in AEW.
I'm just gonna look up his fucking cage match.
It's been so fucking long since Cody's been in AEW that it like I kind of forget he was ever there. No idea.
Me either.
Not a clue.
Oh, no, I remember now. It wasn't AEW because it was All In. It was Cody versus Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
Wow. I could not fucking think of it.
Goddamn, if you just said All In, I would... You know, again, that's so funny because he was just talking about that on his podcast the other day, about how him and Nick Aldis stole the show. And we're like, do you not remember what the main event was?
Rey Mysterio was in the main event.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was the Golden Elite. It was Coda and the Bucks versus Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix, and Bandito, I believe.
No, I still think the best match on the show is Kenny versus Penta.
And that's so fair. But also, I don't think I've ever met anyone who said, yeah, my favorite match at All In was Cody Rhodes versus Nick Aldis.
But honestly, when I think of All In, you know the first thing I always think of All In? Britt Baker coming out to fucking Adam Cole's old theme.
Yeah, that's cool.
Anyway, that was the pod.
Yeah, I want to go sit in front of the fan. And maybe eat some chips and go to bed.
I'm probably going to take a really quick cold shower.
So fair. But thank you guys so much for listening and watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads because clearly we are very inconsistent. If you'd like to follow us on Instagram, you can at Talkin Wrasslin Pod. That is TALKIN_WRASSLIN_POD. If you want to follow me on any of my socials, you can find me on TikTok and you can find me on TikTok at Lungbucks, LUNG__BUCKS. You can find me on Instagram at Instagram and Twitter at the same handle, which is Lungtar, LUNG_TAR, and you can find me on Blue Sky at Lungtar, LUNG-TAR. Dylan, where can people find you?
Find me on Instagram at Dill_line, Weaves_line, DYL_line, WEAVES_line, or on Twitter at DillWeaves, no _lines, all one word, no spaces.
Yeah, well, thank you guys so much for listening and watching, and we will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.